Hi everyone, I'm Allie with Potomac Beads. Join me in making Anna's Lola Pendant. The Lola Pendant is going to feature some right angle weave and some netting, working with our Eva beads as well as RounDuos to encapsulate a crystal. Keep in mind all the materials are listed for you at the beginning as well as below the video. To the left of that like and subscribe box, there is a description box with links to purchase from us at PotomacBeads.com. Gather up your materials and join me to make the Lola Pendant. So to begin our Lola Pendant, we're going to begin with our stop bead on our thread. And I'm using 0.006 Wildfire in the black color. I have the pendant turned around to the back to show you exactly how we are going to start the pendant. We're going to begin by picking up 4 of our Eva beads, and they're going to face towards one another. We're going to begin by going through that first hole of the Eva bead, and as you come out the Evas, and those 4 that we're going to connect, you're going to be adding 1 11 and 1 of your RounDuos. So we're going to get out our 11s here in our gold lustered African sunset. So this is a fun, pretty Toho color that we're using. And you're going to add on an 11 RounDuo and 11 seed bead. Take it then back through that Eva bead, and as you come out the Eva then, you're going to separate to the next Eva with another 11 seed bead. Go into the Eva so that you're coming out towards the middle. Because again, when we come out towards the middle, that's when we're going to add in our 11 RounDuo, 11, and then we're sewing back through that second hole of that Eva bead towards the point. And I'm using the black thread here. I should do this for more videos so that way you can see it nicely. Again here, 11 before. Sew through your Eva bead so that way you're coming out the middle of the Eva. When you come out the middle of the Eva, go ahead and grab an 11, RounDuo, 11, and through the Eva on the other side towards the point. As you're doing this, you want to give kind of nice tight pulls so that way you don't have any extra thread showing. And we're going to add in our 4th Eva bead. Again, adding it in so that I'm sewing from the point towards the opening. Adding in 1 11, 1 RounDuo, and 1 11 seed bead. Through that last hole of the Eva bead there, and out. As I exit the Eva bead here, you can see they're already starting to sit kind of where they want to, but you're going to add an 11 seed bead and sew into that first Eva bead so you're coming out towards that RounDuo in the middle. That's going to pull the whole thing back together and get that central section that's going to be to the back. What we're going to do now is add in, kind of going through that RounDuo, we're going to add in another row of our Eva beads. You're going to sew through the RounDuo after that 11 that your thread was coming out of. And as we sew into that here, I'm just going to give kind of a nice tight pull, making sure all of my thread isn't exposed and that I have kind of a lot of extra space here, or that I don't have a lot of extra space here. We're going to be adding another Eva bead. And as we add our second set, you're going to be picking up an 11 seed bead through an Eva and an 11 seed bead. We're going through the same hole of the Eva bead. And as we exit through the Eva bead, again going through that we're coming out the middle. As you do that, I want you to add 3 of your 11 seed beads. Down through the Eva bead. And as we go down through the Eva bead here, we're going to add an 11 in, and then go through that first hole on the next RounDuo. So we have 3 more times that we have to do this. We're going to do this 4 in all together, and you'll start to feel that it's kind of cupping up as you're working with it. 11 on, through that Eva, 3 seed beads, through the other hole of the Eva, adding an 11 seed bead on, and then through that first hole of the next RounDuo. Remember, we're not going through the second hole yet, just stay to the first hole. 11 on, and repeat. 1, 2, and 3, and through. Again, going through then to the other side of the Eva. Add 1 more 11 and through that RounDuo. Give a nice tight yank afterwards, and like I said, that cupping will start to take place. 11-0 goes on, Eva goes on, 3 more 11s, because we're repeating that. Back down through the Eva, and then add our 11-0 seed bead on. Go through that RounDuo and out right after the RounDuo. Give my last little tight pull to get that nice cupping effect. And now what we'll get ready to do is actually decorate the outer edges of our RounDuos, as well as getting ready to kind of inset and inlay our actual Rivoli in the middle. To create our netting to sit and hold in our Rivoli, we're going to add 5 11-0 seed beads coming out of that RounDuo. And going with the same hole, I'm going to go around in the circle, adding in 5 11s, which are going to sit right in front of the Eva beads that we just added. So you can see they're kind of sitting right in there. We're going to pull them in even further as we add, again, another layer of netting. 5 seed beads go on. Skip over the Eva, stay to the front of them, and go through the next RounDuo. Again, we're staying still. We're still going with that first hole of the RounDuo. So I haven't gotten to decorating the second hole yet. We're still kind of building this up. 5 more beads go on, and then over to the next one, through that first hole. When you go through the beads, you want to make sure that you're not going through any other seed beads. You're just going through that RounDuo. And as you go through the RounDuo, again, make sure those 11-0 seed beads sit to the front of the Eva beads that you just added. You still have that cupping effect going on, which our Rivoli is going to sit inside, and it's a 10 millimeter Rivoli. Go through that first RounDuo again, one more time. And as I come through that first RounDuo here, I'm going to go through the first 3 11-0 seed beads that we just added. As I go through those first 11-0, I'm going to kind of make that cupping happen a little bit more. Add my crystal in, and I have that nice bright orange color, that nice hyacinth color. And then as we're coming out here, we're going to link in, and we're going to be adding 4 more 11-0 seed beads. Between all of our groupings of 5 here, you're only going to catch up and go through bead number 3. So you're going to add 4 more 11s, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I want you to go over to that next grouping of 5 and just go through that middle bead, or the third bead that was put on. Give a nice tight pull, and that creates that little netting to hold in the crystal. 4 more beads. Go through the next grouping of 5 seed beads, just through that third bead in line. 4 more on. Through the third bead in line. This is also going to pull those 5 beads in, so that way it'll expose the point of the Eva that sits kind of right behind it. From here, 4 more beads go on to finish up our netting. And then we're going to go through that third bead just like we've been doing, but this one is going to bring us to that third bead that we started at. Give it a nice little tight yank, and that gets our simple netted Rivoli in. Now what we're going to do is go around the outer edges, add our RounDuo here at the top. That way we can add our tassel at the bottom. And in addition to adding our tassel and our RounDuo, now is when we get to decorate some of the outside of those RounDuos. So from here, we're going to go from the inner area here to the outer area by going down through the 2 seed beads right after that third bead. And then as we come out of that bead there, we're going to go into that bottom hole of that RounDuo mini that sits there, or that RounDuo rather, that sits there, and out. We're going to reverse the thread now from that bottom hole to the top hole of that same bead. So you're going to go from the bottom hole to the top hole. So we're finally going to that outer edge of that RounDuo. Around the outer edge, we're going to be adding in some more of our 11-0 seed beads. Now, if you want to, you can use some 15-0s as well, but we're going to keep it simple and just go with the 11-0s. And we're going to end up putting on 5 of our 11-0s, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and circling around the 11-0 from the side there all the way around the top. And that's going to kind of lay then right there along the top of that 11. From here, I'm going to go through the Eva bead. I'm going to go down here through the Eva. And as I come out the Eva along the top here, a little tricky to just catch the Eva. It wants to go through the seed beads as well. So just through the Eva and out. When you come out the Eva, we'll go with the one here at the bottom. We are going to go into the bottom here and we're going to create a little loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you want to, you could actually create the loop instead of using the 5 seed beads. You could use a wire guard too, and that would work to protect it. So I'm going to take out my tassel here, and this is a 1.5 inch in navy. Go through the tassel. Make sure that my beads kind of hang out in the tassel. Kind of force them in the middle there. Oh, sorry, we're going to have to take 2 of our beads off, put our tassel on. It's a little tight. We might be able to get it in there then. 2 beads back in. And we'll try to force it over the 4th bead. Back up through the Eva. And that's going to get our tassel to the bottom. Da-da-da. There we have that tassel hanging out at the bottom of our Lola pendant. You can see we have the side beads kind of designed over there. We need to get them on the sides over here as well too. So we're going to go from the Eva and we're going to go up into the 2nd hole of that RounDuo. To get there, we're going to add 111 through that 2nd hole of the RounDuo. Add on 3 more seed beads, back through that same hole of the RounDuo, and don't worry, we'll connect these guys when we get back down. And then as I have those 3 beads along the top, add 1 more, and through the next one of my Eva beads. When you're out the Evas on the sides where you have nothing that you need to add, you can go ahead and just go through those 3 seed beads, and then back down the Eva. Out the Eva, add an 11 through that RounDuo. Get that tail out of the way here. Once you're through the RounDuo, go ahead and decorate with 3 seed beads. Spin around through that same 2nd hole of that RounDuo. Add in 1 more 11 and sew up through the Eva. When you get to the top here of the Eva bead, here's where Anna used another one of her RounDuos to kind of decorate along the side. So we're going to add 1 more of our RounDuos. Thought I had one out. We'll grab 1 more out. And as I grab my last one out, and this is the crystal gold color of the RounDuo, it's really pretty. As I add that here, I'm coming out of the RounDuo, or out of the Eva, add an 11 seed bead, add your RounDuo bead. We're going to right away go from the bottom hole to the top hole of that same RounDuo. Kind of pull that down, lock that in place. Here along the top, I want you to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of your RounDuo, or your 11 Go back through that RounDuo, and that's going to create a little loop there at the top. Along the side here, I want you to come back down that same RounDuo, exposing a little bit of thread on the side. I'm going to keep mine open on the side. If you want to keep it completely covered with the seed beads like Anna did, go ahead and add 1 11 before going into the loop and 1 after. Add 1 more 11, and you're going to go back into that same Eva bead. And that's going to create our little loop there. From here, same repeat, 1 11 through our RounDuo bead, add on 3 11s, back through that same RounDuo, 1 more 11, and through that Eva bead. Because I'm coming out on the side, we're going to go through those 3 11 seed beads. This is such a cool and easy pendant that Anna did, so I really like this. This is also a great component too. You don't need to add the tassel to the bottom. You can add something else. Coming out then the Eva bead. Here's where, while I'm coming out, I'm going to sew up into that 11-0 seed bead to kind of bring it around and into the circle. Go through all of those beads, all 5 of those there. That's going to bring them a little bit more down into the design, into that Eva bead there, and down along the base. There you can see the pendant is completely done now at this point. So it's a fun little design, super easy, super quick to do. All I'm going to do now is take my thread and needle, and I'll go through these 3 seed beads here. If you want to, you can reinforce the tassel. And I'm just going to snake my seed beads back into the pendant and back into the design so that they come out towards the middle. And then what I can do is take those 2 thread ends, the original thread as well as this one that I'm closing off here, and all I have to do is literally tie them in a knot together. So I'm just going to kind of close this off here. It wants to let me go through this 11-0, go through out to the base here, and then like I said, super easy. We're just going into that center Eva area. You can see that stop bead is there, so I'm going to go the whole way around this little Eva area and connect in, and then literally just tie off these 2 thread ends together. Once I do that, pendant is completely done. If you want, you can add a jump ring to the top. You can put it on an earring to do an ear wire. You can put it on an actual chain and have it hang down from the vintagey chain. And that fun Lola pendant, whether or not you do it in brights or nice muted, it gives a really, really nice, elegant look to the different tassel. So have fun, again, making this Lola pendant. Thanks so much for joining me in making the Lola pendant. Again, whether or not you do it in bold colors or in nice soft neutrals like Anna, you can have fun creating this component look. Add a tassel to the bottom, add a charm, put it as a pair of earrings, or make it a pendant. It's up to you. Keep in mind you can give other suggestions as well as comment in the description below the video. That way you can let others know what you're going to do, how you're going to make it your own, and what changes, if any, you thought were needed to make to change up your design. If you wanted to change to 15 O's, use some 11 O's, use RounDuo minis, it helps to give others ideas. You can also help out and enjoy being a member of our community group on Facebook. It's for beading and jewelry making, and it's a wonderful interactive forum with people like you that love to make jewelry, search for ideas, as well as help and get inspiration.